Lolo says yesterday at 11:39 p.m. in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, I am new to DFS, and I would sum up DFS as a kick to the nuts. You people who enjoy playing DFS are sadistic kick to the nuts fucks. How does this lineup only win $1? Narrator, this is in the Modelo Fight to the Top series free roll. I start by picking the ripest fruit from the slate, Miami versus Chicago. Justin Fields breaks the all-time QB rushing record. Hill and Waddle bringbacks without the Tua stack. Then I welcome ETN and Eckler to team play the best plays. But then I swerve the chalk. Nah to Amon-Ra. Say no to Moreau. Keep your stinky Palmer away. I smash Levitan's cash game lineup by 25 points. Why is this hand-building masterpiece only worth $1? Because Joe motherfucking Mixon shatters the regression model. Right to my nuts, Joe.
I suffer from a debilitating condition known as atropic shockitis.
Peter's one of the greatest depositors I've ever seen.
Trust the process. Let's go. Let's go.
I got auto match with Levitan. This is bullshit.
If I just go the other way in that 66, I win all the money. All the money.
If I had 150 lineups, I'd win too.
Process over results.
Illuminati make a bitch go crazy. I don't know which one of these my baby. Bust out AP, coach 5 bullets in your head like KD. Bust it, bitch go bust it. And I had 10 pints with me in Russia.
Hey everyone.
Oh man, shout out to Lolo bringing the heat last night at 11:40 p.m. I mean, I will say, Lolo, it was a free contest, so it's not necessarily like a payout structure where you're going to really get paid off. I guess I can tell you how much you would have won in the SPY. I think you would have been close to a min cash in the SPY, if that makes you feel any better. Actually, you might have even been better than that. But an underrated channel in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, the Tilt channel. Most people just tilt in other respective channels, but there is specifically a place for you to go and drop your angry monologues as Lolo did. So shout out Lolo. Welcome to DFS. I think you sum up how a lot of us feel after most weeks. How are we doing in the chat this morning? GMs right to the nuts. Indeed. Oh, wow. We're getting right to the blended optimal talk right away. The two I use are ETR and Cardi for mine. I think Davis was even just talking about this on the Take Cast. But yes, it's just looking at multiple sites, ceiling projections, and getting an aggregate projection across those. Trucka GM won a 2K entry GPP by 20 points and still only managed to 1.5x on the day. Doesn't feel great. Welcome to DFS, where you can be right and still make no money. Let's see. Nick says the most fucked up thing about yesterday is somehow I ended up on Mixon on both main teams, but still only hit a 1.75x. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the tilt space yesterday. We had a Mixon team. I mean, this goes like, and if you watch tilt space, you've already seen this team a million times. This was in the Wildcat. This team we built with Leona and Holka. We did an early tilt space yesterday for the first time. Got very good reviews because instead of being a funeral procession at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're actually live. We were getting to sweat the Justin Fields stuff in real time, the Tyreek Hill stuff in real time, and of course, Joe Mixon, 5 tutties in real time. So that link is down below if you guys want to watch yesterday's tilt space. We actually had a fun time talking through late swap decisions as well. We didn't end up going with Kenneth Walker, which would have been worth, 16 more points there? Still wouldn't have even had a sniffing. I don't think it sniffs the top 10 still. But this just goes to show you, we put, I believe, we had 3 entries in this $333 contest. So we had Joe Mixon, Justin Fields, Tyreek Hill, and we barely broke even. That is a kick in the nuts, an absolute kick in the nuts. But I need to pour some coffee here first before we get rolling. And I spilled some coffee on myself. So that's how today's going. That's how today is going. How are we doing? How are we doing in the chat? Yes, the Walker DK swap. We we had a long debate about that. I definitely recommend checking it out if you guys want to think how we were thinking about ownership, ceiling, all of that stuff with that decision. Obviously didn't go our way, but it didn't matter. It would have stung if it would have led to a top 10 finish, but it didn't. How did I miss the Justin Fields naked play? I feel like the narrative of Justin Fields naked was super strong. With how much he rushes, everyone was saying play him naked or play him with Miami bring back. Although, did you guys see the winning Millie Maker lineup? The winning Millie Maker lineup. Shout out to this guy, Colby. I think I recognize him from Top Shot stuff way back when. This dude, Colby, had one of the more logical winning Millie Maker lineups you will see. Like, this could have been built in an optimizer. Double stack with a bring back. Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney to Cole Kmet. You bring it back with Tyreek Hill. You do running back DST correlation, Ramondre Stevenson with Patriots defense, one of the only people getting up to Patriots defense, so I guess 10% here. And then you play Joe Mixon and Kenneth Walker, who were both in like the cash game conversation. $1 million for a perfectly logical non-Galaxy brain lineup. But this goes back to the Fields naked thing. The narrative is so strong with a player like Justin Fields that you play him naked. You don't stack him with certainly not two guys, right? And then here you go, getting on Kmet there at 1.45%. That shows how strong that naked Fields narrative is. Because Kmet was coming off of a touchdown game last week, would be an obvious stacking partner on an extremely gross tight end slate. And yet none of us wanted to click that button because what did he have? Like 3 targets last week? He looked like a bad play. But I love how perfectly logical this lineup is. I don't know if you ever watched this show, Colby, but I'd love to know, was this, I know you had a decent amount of bullets in the Millie. I think you had like 20 or 25. Was this hand built or was this built with an optimizer? Because this would be a very simple optimizer run. I want Fields, double stack, bring back, running back DST, let the math do the rest. I mean, sick lineup. So we will get into my lineups. We will get into the Deposit Kingdom tournament as well. But I did finally get off the schneid last night with a little bit, and I need to get out in front of this. So this was in the, NFL Showdown 200K play action. We had 20,000 up top. And so I need to get out in front of this right now. Did I win? Did I bink? Yes. Now, did I bink with 26 of my closest friends? Also true. But what did they say? They say it takes a village. It takes a village to win in DFS these days. They say, Pete, just play the best plays like Noah fucking Gray at 800 and ship. No, but seriously, shout out to Run the Sims. I had run multiple sets with various game scenarios. Obviously did one that was a Chiefs blowout. I can actually show you guys this. Let me pull this up here. I think I have the spreadsheet still. Where are you? Where are you, spreadsheet? Do I have that? I was going to try to show you the spreadsheet in here, but maybe I can't find it right now. But this was one that it wasn't the highest frequented lineup that was appearing in the Sims. Normally when you run the Sims, you'll get lineups that are appearing, say 20 times, 16 times, 15 times across the 10,000 simulations. This one appeared with a frequency of 7. So it was in like the top 30 lineups as far as for that specific result. And I did see a couple other Run the Sims subs had that one as well. The Sims have been on fire lately. Definitely recommend their signing up for that. And also I will post in the Discord every Showdown slate. I will compare the average sim results to projected ownership. And then you can kind of find the best leverage plays that way. So this was nice to get off the schneid here. A Deposit King. I get to stave off depositing here for a little bit longer, which will be nice. Let me refresh my balance. I haven't even refreshed on this screen here. So yeah, the Deposit King is still depositing on main slates, but we got off the schneid on Showdown. Yeah, someone needs to send this to me. The lineup that I built with JM on Friday. Refresh my memory on what that was. I don't know if I still even have that in my spreadsheet. I know we had Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. We had Fields. Remind me what we had. It smashed, right? I think it smashed. I am up overall in Showdown, Mad Sox. But you just have to be, the thing about Showdown too is you have to be willing to eat shit slate after slate. I mean, that's same as main slate too, right? Like if you're actually building for first place and you're trying to avoid dupes at a high rate. You know, we were talking in the Discord about this, and I know Paul had this same lineup. I think Jay Fresh was looking at this lineup, and it was actually duped even more in the big one. You know, in my spreadsheet, when I look at my dupe predictor, I had this less than 10 dupes. I think if I had it for more than 10 dupes, I probably wouldn't have ended up having it in this contest. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. It was definitely a good lineup based on how often it was appearing in the Sims. But I would have thought that the product ownership with Noah Gray sub 10% would have kept this, I don't know, less than 26 dupes. But again, we're going to take it. We are not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. We're going to take our $2,600 to the bank, and we're going to spew it on main slates going forward. JM lineup scored 220 or so. Holy shit. Man, there's something to our Swolecast, early Swolecast builds on Wednesdays, the JM to win builds on Fridays. What does Smiz call it? Smiz calls it the anti-tinkering. You know, sometimes you just build the nuts on a Friday afternoon with JM to win, and it's that easy. 233? That lineup scored 233? Are you fucking kidding me? Let me see what that would have been in one of these spies here, and then we can look at my lineup. Are you kidding me? 233? What would that have done? No. You're telling me that if I just put the lineup that we built on stream into this spy I played, that I would have gotten second for 20K? Is that what you're telling me? I thought I wasn't going to tilt this morning. Now I'm tilting. Jesus. JM called us out for not duping the Friday lineups. I missed that. Where did he do that, Jacob? Jacob won, played the JM lineup in one of the free rolls, won $10. There you go. Silas scored 190 without Mixon, was debating playing him over ETN. Yeah. Very rough. All right, let's I'm all over the place this morning per usual. I did boycott the big spy with the Rainmakers packs. I didn't want to deal with a min cash elevate rare pack again. So lo and behold, I played two different spies. I played the double spy, the $200 one, pretty small field, 1,100 here. 50K to first. I thought, all right, this can be my main one today. And what did I get for, you know, trying to sidestep and elevate rare pack? I ended up kind of bubbling this one again. Top 200 positions pay. I finished in 237th. This was one of those teams where I was on the Justin Fields with Tyreek Hill. That was my little mini there. I had Antonio Gibson with Justin Jefferson. I like that mini. I had what is proving to be my martingale of this year, Tyquan Thornton. It's just like I have to play him fucking every week, because what if he goes for 20 again and I don't have him? I was worried there was a little steam coming in on him, so glad that this settled at 3%. Dawson Knox was one of my favorite tight end punt plays. Talked about him on the stream. And Ramondre at 61%, whatever, 16 points. The Ramondre versus Travis Etienne kind of chalk battle, that didn't go well. Ramondre obviously got beat out by both Etienne and Walker in the same price range. And then I'll be completely honest. So I had started with the Lockett Buccaneers here. We were live on Tilt Space, and I would have swapped this if we weren't so preoccupied with our Tilt Space lineup. This would have been a classic tinker spot here. I probably would have gone down to like Seahawks defense and gone up to Metcalf, because I actually thought Lockett was going to be a little higher than this. And then I knew Bucks were going to be fairly popular, and I don't think I would have wanted to eat a 17% defense there. But completely, I just didn't have my normal tinker time for my lineups, because we were live on Tilt Space trying to worry about a more important lineup. So this lineup is just like, it is what it is. I felt good about this one when in my spreadsheet, it projected for one of This was the highest projected lineup I built. You know, the ceiling optimals yesterday were between like 210 to 215. And it's honestly pretty rare that I'm building a lineup that's only sacrificing 10 projected points off of the ceiling optimal. You can see it had slightly more cumulative ownership than I normally have. A lot of my other builds were sub 100. This was at 116. But because of Dawson Knox, because of Tyquan Thornton, Antonio Gibson, I knew that this would have a pretty solid product ownership, which you can see in this last column is basically non-existent there. So felt really good about this lineup. Obviously, you know, in a perfect world, instead of messing around with the Thornton and Knox, we lean into a little more correlation with Mooney and Kmet. But yeah, otherwise felt pretty good about this lineup. It's just not going to get there on a week where Mixon goes nuts. I mean, very close to a min cash here. Like someone was asking me in the chat at the beginning, like what it took to min cash. So in this one, I had 159.92 points. A min cash in this contest was 162.02. So I was 3 points off a min cash, which means if I play ETN or Walker, you know, instead of Stevenson, if I have a better dust ball punt, if I have Terrace Marshall instead of Tyreek Thornton, if I have, you know, whatever, you can go down the line. I had what's the classic line? I had a 2v2 off a min cash. Yeah, I had a 2v2 off a min cash. Easy came 10% in the SPY and profited $50. Which SPY, Easy? Weren't you the one shaming me for playing the big SPY with the Rainmakers pack? Did you cross the picket line to play the Rainmakers contest? I know Pius crossed the picket line to play the Rainmakers contest. It is brutal when you're going through the $50 and $100 contests. Like, I know someone was saying, I forget who it was in here, played the chop block, which is the smaller $50 entry, and had a nice one. It's just, it sucks. If you want the 10K up top or, you know, 20K up top, 50K up top, you end up having to sacrifice the 2x min cashes. You have to sacrifice good payout structures. It sucks. It sucks. Wow. Wow. Easy. Psyops the sharp people to stop playing it so he could get in there and get all that Rainmakers EV himself. Pius says, I can't figure out how to collect my Elevate Rare Pack. Any suggestions? Yeah, I'll actually be holding a workshop later this afternoon. Adam Levitan has already registered. It only costs $99.99. I will be walking you through how to navigate the Rainmakers portion of DraftKings and opening your pack. So yeah, you can sign up with the link down below. Promo code Trubisky will get you 10% off as we kind of expand our services around here to Rainmakers tech support. All right, so I don't know if there's anything else to say about this double SPY lineup. If you guys want to see my other super dust ball lineup here, I played the 200K SPY. So this is the one that was 2.2K, 50K to first here. And this lineup bombed of mine here, 1076. So I wanted to have some access to this Chargers Falcons game. And I actually posted, I think in the Discord in the morning, I was looking at a 2v2 here between Palmer and Pitts versus it was Gerald Everett and why am I blanking? And Drake London. And the Palmer Pitts side projected for slightly more points, but almost double the ownership. And here's what actually ended up happening. We ended up using this exact same lineup, but with that 2v2. So with Everett in London in our tilt space lineup in the Wildcat. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to run the exact same lineup in both the SPY and the Wildcat. So I went ahead and ate some of this extra Palmer ownership here and played the 2v2 version of what we played in the Wildcat. You can tell here I had a pretty concentrated player pool today because I had another Gibson Jefferson. But yeah, this lineup, Mariota, single stack with Kyle Pitts, who haters will forget did lead the league in air yards in week 9, brought it back with Eckler and Josh Palmer, had the Gibson Jefferson mini, did let Kenneth Walker ride here in the flex, and then Colts defense. So, and of course, Tyquan Thornton, because I had him in basically every lineup except one that Leone talked us out of having him in the tilt space stuff. So yeah, I went down with the Tyquan Thornton ship yesterday. Again, feel decent about this lineup. You can see here how it projected in my sheet ahead of time, 197 ceiling. So not quite as high as this double SPY lineup at 204, but lower Ownership here at 97, actually a little higher product ownership because I didn't have multiple sub 5% projected ownership plays, just Taekwon in there. And of course, Eckler and Walker dragging up stuff here. But again, felt decent about this lineup. I mean, Mariota at 3.7% in this game. Don't hate it. Absolutely don't hate it. I mean, I don't love a 7.56. I don't love all these snowflakes, but TTP, trust the process. We'll get them next week. I don't know. I don't have really any major takeaways or tilt from this lineup. What are you saying, Lunchball? I'll just come in here and randomly drop 1K super chat. I would love that. I would absolutely. I don't know what bit you're referring to here. Oh, if you guys win the Powerball? Exactly. Yes, I hope one of you guys wins the Powerball and comes and blows it all. But actually, don't blow it on a super chat because the Google rake on those is absolutely insane. I think it's like a 33% rake on those super chats. So let's work an off-market little OTC deal there. If you win the Powerball and you're wanting to tip me, we can figure that out offline. Consigliere 7x cash using the building block for JM. So I'll be completely honest. I'm so torn about this. On the one hand, I absolutely love to death that the lineup we built absolutely smashed. On the other hand, I just hope that you guys are still thinking through the slate critically and not assuming that nothing changes from the time we build that lineup on a Friday afternoon until lock at Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. As long as we all acknowledge that, as long as we acknowledge that the best lineup you can build on a Friday might not be the best lineup you can build on a Sunday, we're all good. Fire it off. I just don't need people going around thinking that we give the stone cold locks on a Friday, financial advice, leverage yourself all over that lineup across multiple contests. As long as we are all in agreement about what's going on with that Friday lineup, we're good. I need more coffee. Yeah. I mean, I would say if you're choosing between two of the lineups that are built on street, I would use the JM one over the Swolecast one. All right. What else are we looking at here? We looked at my SPY lineups. Let's see what went on in the Deposit Kingdom weekly league. So I tossed in, what did I toss in? Oh yeah, I tossed in my Fields lineup in here. 84th. What did we pay out this week? We had 420 entries, 110th. Oh, so I cashed. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Min Cash Pete in his own contest. You love to see it. Who shipped this thing? Che Undler. Che Undler here. Ooh, okay. This is fun. Justin Fields to Darnell Mooney. Very logical. Bring it back with Tyreek Hill. Logical. Play the chalk running backs. ETN Stevenson. You nailed the Mixon. Bink. Play Amon-Ra St. Brown. Foster Moreau at tight end. Seahawks D. Nothing fancy. Straight down the middle of the bowling alley. Hit a strike. There you go. That's all it took in a 420 person contest on Sunday was Fields, Mixon, and Hill. That's all you needed. All you needed. Very nice lineup here. ETN gets you there. You know, having ETN over, I mean, you even having the Stevenson there, because you could have had Walker, could have had another 14 points there, but very logically sound lineup. I mean, what a rug Amon-Ra St. Brown has been these days. I'm old enough to remember when people, maybe including myself, were calling him our generation's Cooper Kupp. And now he's Mr. 4 for 55. Tough scenes for ARSB these days. I'm sure the Cash Cabal will still find a way to jam him into their lineups next week, though. Him and Chris Godwin. Yeah, this was an interesting one, too, when I was looking at stuff. Ross asking what kept Devontae out of winning lineups. I think it was just math in that you had most people who were building like the chalk build was 3-6K running backs, like you see here, Mixon, Stevenson, Etienne, or Walker. And then people were getting up to Tyreek Hill because he was the quote unquote, I think, best play up in that range. And so I think if you just go down the tree, that a lot of people weren't getting to Devontae Adams in their normal builds. And I think he was 5-6% in most contests. Packers for the win. Now, this is how you avoid your bias. I mean, if there was ever a week where Packers for the win 12, and oh God, an homage to Aaron Rodgers in your DraftKings handle, that's not going to age well. But as someone whose DraftKings username is RevertZTop, I probably shouldn't be throwing stones from glass houses. But anyways, I was going to say Packers for the win 12. If there was ever a week where you would be fully justified to indulge your homer instincts, it would be this week against the Lions. You roll out a Rodgers double stack, you include Aaron Jones, bring it back with ARSB. But no, look at you. You go to the other dusty ass quarterback, Tom Brady. I mean, look at this. Look at this lineup. Tom Brady to Cade Otton and Chris Godwin. No Rams bring back. Get up to Patriots defense. Play DeAndre Carter, Christian Kirk and Adams, Mixon and Stevenson. This is actually a pretty sick lineup. I like this. So there you go. You were wondering where Devontae Adams was in lineups. And again, this is a Deposit Kingdom ownership premium here. Devontae Adams, 12%. Pretty sure he was half that in most other contests. Joe Mixon was 20% plus in most other contests, comes in at 11% here. Christian Kirk was a sick play. I love the idea, and that's what Colby did here too. Even though it didn't work per se, I love the idea of having Christian Kirk in non-Travis Etienne lineups. Just knowing how popular he was going to be, and then thinking, if Christian Kirk can steal a couple of these touchdowns, maybe you're getting some direct leverage off of Etienne chalk. So I love that thought process of Kirk if you're using other running backs, and also pretty unique to use 4 running backs on this slate. It did seem like the dominant build involved 3 running backs with so many good running back plays, but Godwin and Otton don't sink you. Again, it goes to show in smaller field contests, you do not have to be anywhere close to hitting the nuts. Like if you add up the points per dollar on this Brady, Otton, Godwin and what you got on that return, it's pretty ho-hum. But you nail Mixon, you nail Adams, Christian Kirk, 5,500. I mean, easy game. I guess the Patriots D. The Patriots D was the big coup de grace here. Getting up to them at 4,100 for 26 points was massive. So just a very kind of sharp contrarian lineup where the pieces came together there for Packers for the win. Who else wants me to look at their lineup? Ken got 11th. Where's Ken? Ken got 11th without Mixon. So we have a Fields, Hill. Oh, got the Komet in there. That was the sharp one. I wasn't going to force Mooney, but I should have given Komet a much longer look in my Fields lineups. Fucking fell in love with Dawson Knox. What a fish. Aaron Jones, Etienne. You did do the double Packers. Aaron Jones, Lazard. Lazard was a great play. You get Hill on your bring back. You eat a little chalk with Etienne and Stevenson. Use Jets for salary relief. Man, Jets 10 points at 2K was nice. And then Josh Palmer. Look at that. Josh Palmer coming in. What did Josh Palmer come in this other spy? Josh Palmer, 38% here. And then in the DraftKings or in the Deposit Kingdom. God, where are my fucking tabs? In the Deposit Kingdom, he comes in at 28%. So 10% ownership discount in the Deposit Kingdom where no one wants to play fucking dustball Josh Palmer. All right, Paul. We can review your team in 5th. What do we do here, Paul? Wow. Yeah. This is nice. So this is how you build a winning lineup. You play Terrace Marshall instead of Tyquan Thornton. You get the Justin Fields with Darnell Mooney, bring it back with Tyreek Hill. Evan Ingram, 3,300. I didn't like Evan Ingram as a play as chalk. I thought it was like fine from a points per dollar standpoint, but seemed like there were enough other options down there that you didn't have to eat that. But again, I don't necessarily mind it if you're not playing ETN there. You get the Justin Jefferson, Gibson mini, which rugged us all here. Wasn't there? I saw someone on Twitter say that Gibson had like 0 touches for the first quarter and a half. What the fuck is going on in Washington? Sell the team, Snyder. get a new coach, and free Antonio Gibson. Nice lineup here, though. Definitely like this lineup. All 1 p.m. guys. Seeing if you could get this to hold in the 4 p.m. slate as Tom Brady double stacks charge. Nice team. Jonathan in 16th. Another Fields. Look at this. Look at all you guys ending up on. Wow. Okay. No Dolphins bring back. Man, that would have been very hard for me to do in a Fields stack. Very hard for me to do. Fields to Mooney with no Dolphins coming back, but you get Mixon, Stevenson, and Jefferson. So you did the Jefferson McLaurin mini, which ended up being slightly better than the Jefferson Gibson mini. Dude, Tyler Higbee, what a fucking rug that was yesterday. I lost a season-long matchup by 0.02 points because I took a 0 from Dustball Tyler Higbee. I mean, get it together, dude. What, Van Jefferson comes back and because he's running wind sprints, you can't command a single target? Jesus. Nice lineup, Jonathan. Yeah, I want to look at a Dustball lineup. Okay, 321st. Now we're talking. Were you duped here? No, just 113.8. All right, we have Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, ETN, Gabe Davis, Isaiah McKenzie, Marshall, Brock Wright, McLaurin. Okay, yeah. I mean, I thought the Allen doubles here with no bring back, pretty sharp. I would have used Dawson Knox in mine. Like if I'm doing that onslaught or whatever, just correlate the tight end and Dawson Knox at 3,500. But don't mind this play. No Jets coming back. You do nail Terrace Marshall. Terry McLaurin as a one-off. I guess you avoided the Gibson rug. Travis Etienne, Eckler, fine, although very popular. Don't love the Panthers D play. They were going to be one of the chalkiest defenses down there. I think you just go down. Well, I guess you couldn't do Jets, right? Because you were using your Josh Allen stack. I guess that makes sense. Panthers D, though. It's funny how we never have the conversation about can you play chalk defenses when the chalk defense gets -2. Never see that conversation popping up on Twitter. There's no threads about why you could play the Panthers defense at 21% when they get -2. It's funny how that works. It is very funny how that works. Is Gabe Davis just not good? I think Gabe Davis is good. I just think we know what he is, right? He's a boom bust guy. He's a guy that can put up 0 or he can put up 40. It sucks that his pricing is, so prohibitive at 6,900 when you're, paying $3,000 a target. It doesn't feel that great, but I think he is what he is. His price should come down a bit. He's the exact kind of guy you want to play when no one's playing him. In the wide receiver cornerback matchup, bros told me Sauce Gardner was going to shut down Diggs. That's why I kind of like Davis and Knox. The hand in the dirt bros are right. Maybe those guys get a few more targets. 356 for Frost. Ooh, now we're really digging in the bottom of the barrel here. 356 for the 6 Kings here. Ooh, a Tom Brady, Evans, Godwin. Okay, I like the premium double. Bummer that you don't get Cade Otton in here. You go with the Tunyon, who was way more popular in other contests. 8.8% here isn't bad. I like you. I assume, was James Conner a late swap, Frost? Regardless, I mean, not a bad play at all at 0.5% at 5,800. Once we knew he was going to be suiting up. Dalvin Cook, I thought was a pretty sick tournament play. I ended up going with Jefferson instead of him, but thought Cook was fine considering no one was going to play him. Eat a little Josh Palmer chalk here. Vikings defense. Okay, you got the Cook Vikings defense correlation. I don't see anything super glaring with this one. My guess is if I put this in my spreadsheet, you probably would have been sacrificing a decent amount of projected points. Just not having one of Etienne, Ramondre, Walker, Mixon. I think it was, I don't know, probably bad not to play at least one of those guys. But James Conner could have been a swap for you. You'll have to let me know. Oh, okay. There you go. Was a late swap off a Murray stack. Then that makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Easy finish in 130th. If you want to see, oh no, you bubbled this with a Joe Mixon team. Jesus. I would have thought Mixon in this contest would have been an auto cash Fucking Rodgers. Rodgers, Jones, Tunyon with the Khalif Raymond bring back looks fine. Ramondre, Mixon in the flex, man. 58 from Mixon, 2K defense at 10, and you bubble this? Jesus, that is brutal. And you even have Lockett there do 17. What happened here? Raymond, Tunyon, and Jones. I guess, yeah. I guess, man, I would have sworn if you would have told me in a 420 person contest that you had a 2K defense put up 10 points and you had Joe Mixon put up a fucking 60 burger, I would have said, you know what? You're going to min cash in the Deposit Kingdom rake free tournament. And I would have been wrong. I would have been wrong. Yeah. Who started pushing this Detroit as Coors Field of DFS? I think that was the ETR guys, right? Coors Field, my ass. Apparently, Rodgers didn't have the balls in the humidor. GL 358th. Josh Allen. Ooh, someone played Denzel Mims. Someone got psyops into playing Denzel Mims. My Denzel Mims days are over. I went through a big Denzel Mims phase. Back in the day, Denzel Mims was my previous generation's Tyquan Thornton. So you go Josh Allen, Diggs, alpha stack here. You do bring it back with Mims. I guess I know we've seen the Allen alpha stack hit with Diggs many times, but I think if you're forcing a bring back with Mims, and I know he's only 3,100, I feel like you want to double Allen because when you're putting Mims in here, you're saying Denzel Mims to theoretically win me a tournament is going to catch a deep ball and speed up this game, which is going to result into more plays and keeping the Bills' foot on the gas. That, I think, is the narrative you're telling yourself when you put Mims in the lineup. So I'd really like to see Dawson Knox or McKenzie or even a premium with Gabe Davis, something in here to kind of facilitate that game playing out here. So that's would be my only qualm about alpha stacking Allen with a bring back. Kenneth Walker, nice play. Josh Jacobs at 10%, I think was a good play. He was a guy we talked about on the Sunday cram who is definitely going to get squeezed just with all that 6K running back value, with everyone falling in love with Eckler. You just knew some of these guys up there were going to get squeezed, and it ended up being Josh Jacobs for sure. So obviously Adams has the big game, but this kind of goes back to the thought process that JM had with that Adams and Josh Jacobs block of just acknowledging that you're going to be able to get a bunch of points here and you're going to be able to capture the majority of them through those two guys. It honestly should have been much better. I mean, the Raiders did nothing in the second half. I think 95% of Devontae Adams' fantasy points were in the first half. Oh, I forget who it was. Who was it in the Discord was asking me about, Zach was asking me if it was Matthew Berry playing in all those DFS contests. And I did just confirm for him that was him. So if you're seeing Matthew Berry TMR in your DraftKings contest, he said, yes, that's me. And he normally just makes a lineup, but was firing some lineups yesterday. So there you go. Some of you were competing against Matthew Berry. I think he was he in one of the spies? I think he was in the power sweep. Matthew in those DFS streets. Brian played that block and came in 228. Let's see what you did here. Well, clearly what you should have done was exactly dupe the lineup, and then you would have came in first. Let's see this lineup. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Lawrence Kirk with Adams Jacobs. And you go Mostert at running back. You got psyops by the Dink flag plant. Chris Godwin, James Mitchell. Now that was fucking sharp. All of us Brock Wright slappies taking a bagel. Meanwhile, Zylstra and James Mitchell are just windmilling it into the red zone. Deontay Foreman, probably a pretty good play at 7.4%. This is an interesting lineup. My guess is that your cumulative and product ownership on this lineup in any other contest would be extremely low. But then in the Deposit Kingdom, you get a little Kirk steam, you get a little Adams steam, get a little Trevor Lawrence steam. This seems like a fine lineup to me, though. I feel like I probably would have swapped off of Godwin in the late after this lineup didn't smash early. Like once Mixon and Fields and Tyreek do what you do, I'm probably not playing Godwin, who I'm going to assume is going to be chalkier in this contest than 11%. And we knew Buccaneers defense. So I probably would have gone more Galbrain and done a pivot off of Godwin and Buccaneers defense here. But I guess it didn't matter at that point. Some people don't have to waste precious mental energy on a Sunday afternoon trying to salvage a min cash in a rake-free tournament. I get it. There's better ways to spend your Sunday. But if I'm going to critique your lineup, I'm going to critique your lineup. Yes, we know Silva called that Mitchell play. Unfortunately, the tag I got from Silva was for a deep dynasty ad in tight end premium leagues. He didn't tell me that I should be playing James Mitchell in my DFS contests. Oh, 234. Oh, dupe. Look at this big train. Big train with Maddie and Kyle here. Oh, no, not Maddie. Big. Did you guys have the same? Wait. Is this the actual same lineup? Burrow, ETN, Stevenson, Higgins, DJ Moore, Josh Palmer, Hurst, Amon-Ra. You guys were duped? You guys were fucking duped in this contest? A 420-person contest and a Joe Burrow double was duped? What the fuck? How did this happen? Kyle, you and Big EC, you guys are I need to see you guys in my office after the show. I need to know what is going on here. Joe Burrow, Higgins, Hayden Hurst, bring it back with DJ Moore, ETN, Ramondre, Josh Palmer, Amon-Ra St. Brown. To me, this wasn't close to the blended optimal. This is some spooky shit. Maybe just our Galbrain cycles are syncing up so much in the deposit kingdom that we are naturally arriving on the same lineups, like when women's menstrual cycles sync up, or so I've heard. That's what's happening. Our Galbrain cycles are syncing up here at the deposit kingdom. 3 dupes? Wait, did I miss a third? No. This is the same score, but different lineup. Phew. I mean, this would have really sent me off my rocker. But these two, K23, Big EC, I need to see you guys in my office. I need to hear about your process, how you guys arrived on it, if you guys live in close proximity of each other. In addition to doing tech support for Rainmakers, I am also doing quality control for DraftKings and collusion prevention. I will definitely be sure to tell my boss that he's sacrificing too much projection in his DraftKings lineups that he built on set between shooting national TV. Someone wanted me to look at the last place lineup. Bazcar, 428th place. Oh, baby. Look, oh, man. If only Ramondre had the snowflake. You almost hit the 9-leg snowflake trifecta here. Mariota to London, bring it back with Eckler, Dink Psyops you into Mostert, T. Higgins with a DJ Moore mini correlation, Panthers defense. I don't like using, of all the bad things I could say about this lineup, I don't like using a chalky Panthers defense against one of your wide receivers that you need a ceiling game from. Like, I don't think it's bad in general. Like, if you have a defense against, if it works out, but not the chalky defense. Chalky defense against T. Higgins. I don't feel like this lineup told a story. This lineup told a story of you finishing in last place. All right. We are winding down here. What else did I want to look at here? That was our tilt space lineup. This was the winning Millie Maker lineup. We already read Lolo's tilt. We can look at Showdown tonight. Like I said, if you guys aren't YouTube members yet, highly recommend it. Not only do you get access to the Sunday morning crams, do that every Sunday morning at 10:30. We run through all the overnight news, GPP Steam. We look at the optimals. We talk through how many projected points we're willing to give up, best GPP plays, all of that good stuff. About an hour every single Sunday. You can get access to that by becoming a YouTube member. And on top of that, you get access to the Hand Builders and Opto Bros channel in the Discord. A few things that we do in there. I share leverage plays for all the Showdown slates. I've been building out my prop screener to flag lines on underdogs. So I've been posting those for both island games and the main slate, early look ahead lines for props. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything else, but definitely recommend becoming YouTube member, Hand Builder, and Opto Bro. Get access to the Discord, the crayons. It's a good time. It's a good time. Let's look at the simulator for tonight. So we have this Baltimore game, 47-point over-under. The Saints are 1.5-point home underdogs, which seems a little weird to me with Andrews out, Gus Edwards out, Bateman out for the season. Baltimore's been pretty ho-hum too. So I don't know. Kind of want to take the points there. I'll do updated ownership in the Discord later, but right now it looks like your optimal captain with a pretty massive frequency is Alvin Kamara at 30% here. We have Lamar Jackson not too far behind, optimal rate of 22.6%. Olave there at 15.6%. See in the baseline sim here, looks like we have a 4-2 is the top build here. Lots of 4-2s. We do have some 5-1s. Looks like we have more value on the Saints side. So this is just using the default inputs, which is taking the implied team total. So Baltimore Ravens scoring 24.5, Saints scoring 22.5, and looks like we're getting a ton of Saints heavy builds. Guessing that's just because that's where the value is at. Interesting. We're not seeing as much. Where's Isaiah Likely? I feel like he's going to be super popular tonight. He's 5,800, 55% projected flex own, but only showing up with a 30% flex rate. So if that holds up, he is going to be one of our fades of the night. Can't wait for him to shove it down our throat. That sounds like a great time. Sounds like an absolute great time. But yeah, so this was what I did, how I got my lineup last night. I believe I did something like Chiefs doing a massive win. I took like 10 points off of Titans, took 10 points off, ran the Sims, and then you're going to get a different texture of lineups because it's going to account for that points there. And so then you can kind of see if you really boost the Ravens scoring, you see Lamar flips Alvin Kamara basically all the way up to a 40% captain rate compared to 20% in those scenarios where they're only scoring 24.5, which obviously that stuff tracks, but it's a good way to then see, all right, in the default kind of build, which you got to assume a lot of people are going to be having if they're using optimizers, if they're using the default stuff, they're going to be getting a lot of 4-2 Saints, 5-1 Saints. Here you flip it, you go Ravens heavy, and now all of a sudden you're getting all of these 5-1s featuring the Ravens. So just a way that you can use Run the Sims here to get different lineups and get on different game scripts than the field, and then also making sure that the math is helping you build logical lineups. So we still got the promo code Pete going on for Run the Sims. You guys can get weekly passes, monthly passes. Highly recommend it. They have basically every single slate. I don't even venture into some of these early only. You can do fucking second half, fourth quarter only. I mean, you can get truly degen across all these slates with Run the Sims. Highly recommend it. Star Kindlers calling the Josh Oliver TV. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Sorry I wasn't as tilty this morning. You know, you split a $3.20 max banker total shipper with 26 of your best friends, and you're just in a chipper mood this morning. I don't know what to tell you guys. We had to rely on Lolo for our tilt. All right, guys, appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you.